And like World War One doesn't ever. Maybe it's just because we're Americans. We didn't really learn a whole lot about World War One, and I didn't know much about it either till I listened to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Oh yeah,
on World War
One. That's a good show. Yeah.
Holy fuck! And then when I went to the World War One museum in Kansas City, and you're just like, dude, okay, World War II was pretty bad, right?
Right.
But there was still some like things that you weren't allowed to do. Like you didn't have chemical weapons.
Yeah.
You weren't dropping lead darts out of airplanes.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like aviation warfare was still new, so we were still trying to figure things out. Like, hey, let's just grab this kettlebell and drop it out of an airplane and see what happens. Let's drop these, pointed darts that are just gonna nail people. You imagine being like in an infantry column?
No.
And then you have like airplanes flying overhead, and now you got these metal pencils that are flying down at you.
Yeah.
And dudes are dropping, and just the sound that's gonna make, like against a metal helmet.
It was just
trench warfare.
Insane, bro. Like all the people that they're talking about, like how many more people died of disease and of drowning in the mud,
infection. Just imagine that.
They had because the mud was just quicksand basically all around you, and if you fell off of these little boardwalks that they had set out, then you were done. Like they couldn't even save you,
Yeah, and then you survive all that just to be like, hey, we're gonna go charge this trench at 08.
Yeah.
Like when you hear the whistle, go, and what happens.
That's what it was like on the documentary. It shows them at one point. It shows video of them huddled below this embankment, and they were waiting on the call to go over this embankment and do a charge. And you're really like, since they put the sound and everything, you're really like almost get to know these guys on the screen,
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they were like, everyone you see here died on the charge, and it was just like a whole line of dudes,
Yeah.
You're like, what? They're all dead.
Yeah, I got to go when I was in Australia back in December. I got to go to their National World War One museum.
Right.
It's a lot different than ours because they they had just got their like sovereignty maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not a history major anymore, but
right.
They had just recently become a country, and they figured, hey, if England's at war, like we're going to be at war. And Germany actually had owned Papua New Guinea,
right?
So they were afraid of that, and they were in the fight, and it was really it was kind of cool to see a country that was actually involved with the war from start to finish,
right?
Versus kind of like, U.S. just kind of took that like group, that kid in the group project that kind of shows up at the end and takes all the credit, right there at the end.